Hey guys, welcome to Pennington Design Pottery. I'm Amy Pennington, the potter, and we are back for a fall kiln opening. So this kiln opening is rather small. I have a pop-up shop starting tomorrow, and so I needed to get these last few things glazed and fired. And then I have a couple of custom order things in here. So not a huge kiln load, but I'm also super excited for this kiln load because there's something special that I've been working on, and I know from having propped open the kiln already that it is super cute. So I won't make you guys wait any longer. I also just want to note that the audio on this one may not be the best because I seem to have misplaced my mic. So hopefully we won't have too much road noise, but let's get started. So at the very top, I've got some of those custom order things, and this one is something I normally wouldn't do. It was a customer that reached out with a photo of something another potter makes that she really wanted. I normally am a hard no on those things because I want them to go and support that potter in particular. But this potter's in the UK, she wasn't able to get it here, and so it's not something I'm going to be making to sell because, again, it's that person's work. But it's a fairly simplistic design, so I did a little trio of ghosts for her. So here are the little throne ghosts, and I will try to see if I can find the potter that had these made originally so that I can link her stuff in case you're in the UK and can get her stuff. So I don't take any credit for this design. It wasn't something that I will be doing again. It was just for a customer. So a little bit of a gray area there, but here we go. We've got a little trio of ghosts. Now the next thing is a ghost design of my own. So, which by ghost design of my own, like, I'm sure we've all probably been inspired. I don't know where it originated from, but the floral ghosts. You see them everywhere. They're beautiful. They're so cute. Well, I've decided to make some floral ghost decor. So here we go. Oh my gosh, I love them already. Oh my gosh, look at her. Is she not the cutest? So to make these, because I was like, how the heck am I going to make this? I actually used a cup, then used one of my dog's tennis balls, and put that on top of the cup so that I could get the rounded shape up at the top, rolled out a slab, laid that over, worked on the draping a little bit, and then added some little arms to it, and then the floral decor, and oh my gosh, it's just so cute. I love it. So I have a couple of these, and one of these is going to be for me personally because that's kind of where it started. I wanted one just for my own home, and then thought that I would make a couple more for this pop-up shop that's happening this week. And then I did try doing a pumpkin one as well. This one was kind of a pain in the tushy to make because these tiny little pieces kept wanting to break off as they were drying because they were drying so quickly, but I will say it is super cute. So we've got a little blue pumpkin there, a little orange one, and a yellow gourd, and got the little leaves and curly cues hanging off there. And so I still didn't get as many made as I was hoping to, so I'm debating opening a pre-order for these. Obviously I'm 8 months pregnant, but I'm thinking of taking on this one last challenge of a pre-order for these floral ghosts because I know that everyone else just in the greenware phase was super excited about these. And so I know that you guys want them, and I'm hoping to be able to deliver them to you guys. So, floral ghosts, I'd say 10 out of 10. Next up is one last mug for a custom order for an old coworker of mine that just moved to Maine. She wanted a set of mugs in different shapes. I put a swirly little foot on this guy just for the fun of it. Did a little bit of carving at the bottom. She's got a lot of green in her kitchen, she says. And then the next one is a custom order for someone that wanted originally one mug for his wife. She loves fireweed, and I'll post the photo of the original inspo pic that he sent over, and then here is the mug. And so I did a throne mug body and then did the 3D hand building on the outside. And then he also wanted one for his daughter-in-law and these are going to be for Christmas. And I forget the name of this flower, but it's a native one here in Washington. And so I'll again throw up a photo, and here is the mug itself. And I think they turned out pretty cute. I think he's going to be happy with these. He was able to pick the inside and outside colors. We've got Lagoon on the inside of this one, a little hard to see, speckled birch on the outside, and then he does like Dune, which is one of the glazes that I use, but he wanted something more matte, and I actually last minute was digging through my glazes and found this one, and so I thought that would be just perfect for it. So custom order mugs, I think these turned out pretty dang nice. And at the very bottom of the kiln, I know we've reached the bottom already, I did warn you it was a small kiln load. We've got some hand-built olive trays. So I've made some in a slab form before that had a little trio, and wanted to do a pinch pot form. So this one is 3 wide, and they're kind of like just my little pinch pot bowls, but I've connected them. And then I've got one that has 5 wide. Just imagine like the Kalamata olives, you know, your classic black olives. Like, it would be so cute. You could load up all your different olives in there. Or, you know, down the middle of your charcuterie board with, you know, some nuts and things like that, or sauces, honey, all that good stuff. I've got one in white, that's a 3, and a twofer, which, shh, little secret, this was another set of 5. But as I was loading it into the kiln for its bisque firing, it snapped, which I wasn't surprised. I was actually like, I was surprised any of them made it out, just because it's such a long shape and with so many joints. I was predicting that was gonna happen. So thankfully it happened in the greenware phase, so I was able just to clean up the edges and make them just a smaller little separate set. I swear, it is so hot. It's definitely in the 80s in this garage, which doesn't seem like much, considering it's like, I don't know, what, today's September 2nd, I believe. But we cooled down really quickly already here in Washington and have been in between like the 50s and 60s most days. But then we have just jumped straight back up to the mid 80s for this week, mid to high 80s. So being pregnant and all that, I'm sweating it, and it's hot in here with these kilns. So if you like just see me glistening or like trying to catch my breath, you know why. All right, but back to it. Last item, I have got some hand-built pumpkin platters for this week's pop-up. So I did 2 different styles. So I did one with the stem kind of built into the tray like so, and then I have one where I made it more like round and a little bit less a part of the actual like tray part, if that makes sense. So I ended up actually kind of liking this one better. So I did 2 of these, which I know is not a lot, but again, 8 months pregnant, running out of steam, and I've just been super busy. It's been a jam-packed summer for us. So I've made what I can for these pop-ups, and I think these are just going to be so cute. So just imagine this little set. Gosh, I don't break it first. Imagine this little set with all of your spooky treats on it. I don't know about you, but I love Halloween. I grew up going to my aunt's house and she had all the spooky treats, like the little breadstick fingers, the little witch's fingers, and things like that. And I can happily say that I now host Halloween for my nieces and nephews and my kids, and it is such a joy. I love it. I love seeing their faces when they walk into my house, and I've got the lights all turned purple and string lights up and spooky music playing, and then we get to take them trick-or-treating, so I love it. But anyway, back to pottery again. This is it for this kiln load. Pretty small, but I am pretty happy with everything that came out. So if you liked what came out of this kiln load, give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed so I don't get lost in the shuffle later. And have a very happy fall.